Surveyor's Tape. Brought to you by Surveyor's Tape. Surveyor's Tape. Use it to mark the things you want later. Surveyor's Tape.
Is that like the worst infomercial ever?
Welcome to Muttering Pines, the show where we fumble our way through the outdoors and try and do stuff with our hands.
Okay, is this thing on? Because I'm really thirsty.
Good evening, boys.
Good evening.
Guys, I got 2 jokes for you. Oh yeah, we're drinking Super Saturation.
Super Saturation.
By Cabin Brewing, our friends.
Our friends at Cabin Brew. And Pabst Blue Ribbon.
He's probably just as much our friend as, like, Polaris is right now.
Sorry, Polaris.
We haven't shit on Cabin.
We can, though. Not much.
Because they don't use belt-driven motors.
No, that's right.
Go ahead.
No, it's because they don't use honey.
No, they didn't use your honey. But who did use your honey?
948 Brewing and Airdrie.
That's bitchin'.
So,
for those non-listeners, Matt keeps bees, and Matt had a surplus of honey this year. And if you'd like to know more about that, you should go listen to our episode about bees.
right.
Yeah. You know, because we know you're into binging us right now.
Yeah, all one person.
Okay, I got 2 jokes for you.
Okay.
1, you have a PBR, and you spill it on your crotch. Do you know what it's called?
No.
A Pabst smear.
Absolutely.
It's good. I like it.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Made that one up myself.
Yeah, it sounds
Probably get canceled for that.
You should be canceled.
And then my other joke is, what is it called when either one of us lets out a prolonged but low-grade baritone fart?
Comedy.
Muttering pants.
Oh!
Muttering pants.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Right, that's good.
This muttering theme, I think, can continue on into many aspects of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like muttering mechanics, how to fix quads.
Yeah.
There you go. Poorly.
Muttering hives, my little bee thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your fart jokes.
Yeah. Muttering farms. My terrible trying to keep cows alive.
How's that going? Hadn't he died yet?
No, but the bull is sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Richard had to take the bull home, get it vet to look at it. I haven't heard anything because Richard you can only talk to him by seeing him in person.
Yeah.
And so when we're up there this week, I'm going to find out. But the bull, there's some speculation that maybe the bull had pneumonia. Yeah. Oddly, my dad noticed. My dad was out there with my mom just to spend an evening and have a quiet time. And he was like, yeah, that bull isn't keeping up with the rest of the herd with piss. And then he went and looked at it, and it had a bleeding nose, which is apparently a sign of pneumonia for bulls, I'm told.
Or if you've left your cocaine out.
Right. Oh, yeah. Also, that bull was heaping humps, let me tell you.
Why not?
Because he's the only bull in a field of heifers.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, what? I can't lose.
You can't.
Yeah. And then he's got cow AIDS, I guess. Cow AIDS. Anyway, so that's how that's how my farm is going. Bovine HIV epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overdosing.
Yeah.
It's like the 80s. AIDS and cocaine at your place.
It is, yeah. That's right. I call one of the cows Cindy Lauper.
So, what are we talking about today, guys?
Well, I figured we'd talk about tools.
I like tools.
Yeah.
We like tools. Other people like tools. Some people don't have tools and need tools. People don't need tools and have tools.
There's a tremendous number of questions about how many tools you're supposed to have.
All 3 of us are tools.
Definitely 3 tools in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Here's the tools.
Drunk.
So, what is the best tool? No, sorry. Go back to the beginning. What is the first set of tools a young lad coming out of, say, high school should own when he lives by himself?
Oh, that's a good question.
Lives by himself. So probably renting.
Yeah, like you're poor as fuck, and because you're so poor, you can't afford to pay anybody for anything.
Right. So you're just doing basic household maintenance that your landlord won't do.
You got to
fix
You got to put together furniture and put up shelves and crap like that.
Yeah.
And then
What about like automotive mechanics? Is like a person that has a piece of shit car.
yeah.
Well, that's a whole different. Yeah.
I guess nowadays you need like a computer diagnostic machine to figure out cars, but
I think
guess
the primary tool is the
CNC machine.
The core, yeah, it's the CNC.
CNC
If you can't get a CNC
jointer,
machine, just forget it. Stop buying tools immediately.
Yeah.
Drill press, CNC machine, a jointer, planer.
It's got to be cordless drill.
Yeah, stand-up bandsaw.
It's got to be cordless drill, right?
Yeah, all battery powered.
Battery
Everything's battery powered now.
interchangeable batteries are the key to buying tools. Yeah.
DeWalt makes a stand-up bandsaw and a cordless router and probably a jointer, I would guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they do everything.
They have radios that just charge batteries. That's how into batteries they are.
But yeah, if there's just like a young lad or lass needing to do things, honestly, I would say a set of Allen keys.
Really?
If you're putting together IKEA furniture,
Yeah.
and then you have to take it apart,
But
and you've lost that Allen key.
those fuckers, they come with an Allen key every time.
Yeah, but you don't. Where's the Allen keys from your IKEA furniture?
They're in the garbage along with all the hardware and all the pieces.
Right. So
Like,
when you move,
because you glue it together in the end.
No, I just got mad and just walked away and eventually threw it away.
but I mean, like you're going to lose that. And if you have a bike, Allen keys are super handy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like a bike maintenance set of,
Allen keys.
you know, a shitty set of Allen keys and a crescent wrench.
Allen keys, wrench. Right.
Crescent wrench, otherwise known as a monkey wrench. Right?
Adjustable wrench.
Yeah.
They also come in metric and standard, which is very convenient.
I'd say a hammer.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
come in metric and standard. They're adjustable.
You fucking just got that? You fucking monkey. Who's the monkey wrench?
This guy. By the end of this, we have to decide which tool we are.
Okay.
I'm winning because clearly I'm the monkey
Yeah.
wrench.
Monkey wrench, yeah.
Yeah, hammer. Right?
You think a hammer?
So
How else are you gonna?
when I was young, I got a Christmas present of like a Craftsman freaking like 500 piece socket set. It had everything in it, no storage capacity. It all just like was like in brown paper bags from Sears. I still use those tools today. They are sorted now, but man, I've like, you know, some 30 years of dicking around. Those tools are still good. They're still with me. And for me, I think that's like the number one thing a guy should get is like a proper socket set, a proper wrench set, and just do it once up front.
Shit on them all you like, but Sears, like Craftsman, was good shit.
Oh, you and I have both inherited the same model and year workmate from Sears, from our dads.
The benches, right?
Those benches also were a Vice. Do you know those things?
Yeah.
You have the same one that I
Yeah.
do, that I gave to my dad for Christmas one year in the 80s.
Yeah, you spin the wheels and they
Right.
close
Yeah.
and they open.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one of them.
Yeah.
It still works.
Sears, I think, like, I know they're considered a more, I don't want to say lower end, but more like working class brand. Like they're a house brand, but man,
I thought their stuff was good.
their shit's good.
Yeah.
The unlimited warranty was also awesome.
Yeah.
I used that a couple times.
I have a corded Craftsman skill saw that is literally as old as I am. It's from
Yeah.
1978.
Yeah.
My dad was given it as a gift when I was born.
Both the
And
push
it works.
mower, and the lawn tractor at our property
Mm-hmm.
are Craftsman,
Yeah.
and they feel like I've run
But-
those through things that you shouldn't be running
We're
lawnmowers.
we're
through.
way off though. So basic tools.
Anyway,
You
yeah.
say socket set. You say Allen keys. That was your first pick. Allen keys is your pick.
Well, yeah.
And I'm cordless drill. I'm sticking with the cordless drill.
Yes, cordless drill, I think is actually probably, well, okay. What cordless drill?
Oh, at DeWalt.
Oh,
No, but a cordless drill or like the impact driver?
No. Like a cordless drill with settings all the way, like just drill to 15.
Yeah.
excuse me, it's the 20 amp DeWalt. That is the brushless one.
DeWalt?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to talk about it because we mentioned Craftsman. Now I mentioned DeWalt.
Okay.
What's your favorite tool brand?
Oh, tool brand. Oh. DeWalt.
All right, so I'm a Makita guy,
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
but I'm a Makita guy because years ago I bought a drill set, a good one, and somebody just turned the lights out on me. This is pretty cool. So I'm going to sit here in the dark of the shadow of my monitor.
You still look pretty good in that, though. Yeah.
It's funny, my face doesn't change with light or no light, so paper bag syndrome. Um, I have a Makita, and that thing has been absolutely bulletproof. But I will say that the new Milwaukee brand tools are hard to turn down.
Hmm.
They have so many attachments, so many different tools that fit that same battery form. It's probably going to be my next tool.
But we're different levels. Like, I am one project a year guy.
Mm.
You are constantly building serious things. Like, your tools get put through the paces, and I think yours do too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm way lighter duty, which is probably why DeWalt for me is
Touch is
just
gone.
great.
You just turned black.
Oh God,
Matt, the darkness is taking you.
The darkness, yeah. Well,
can we come?
you know what happens when you live with people that turn the fucking light off on you.
I have a variety of brands, but I think it's just because I like them to match.
Really?
Yeah, but I would probably, as you can see by the orange, I would go rigid for myself. Because also a lifetime warranty.
All right.
Okay, I will agree completely with you, Darren. Rigid has come along so far, and now they have that lifetime deal. It is hard to turn down.
Is Rigid just New Black and Decker?
It's Home Depot.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Home Depot's brand, right?
No, that's Ryobi. Ryobi's the house.
Home Depot either partnered with or bought them somehow. I'm not sure.
I have a Ryobi crosscut saw, and for the amount of crosscut sawing I do, it's great.
My old chainsaw was Ryobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I have a new one.
Because it was terrible for that.
I
tried to use a Ryobi chainsaw to take something down after a storm here for a coworker once, and it was unable to. And
yeah,
I have a pair of Fiskars clippers that would do it now.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck their chainsaws, but their crosscut saw pretty goddamn good, I gotta say.
Quick detour. I was using Fiskars clippers on the weekend, and like not even the big ones. So like, what is it like? Maybe they were 24 inches, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Right, like not the huge ones, but like, and I took down like solid trees that were 2 to 3 inches in diameter with those things.
Yeah, my wife uses a pair that she bought at Lee Valley that are very high quality, and we cleared path through the bush at our property.
Yeah,
like she was just out there.
That's what we were doing.
She was like a goddamn beaver. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
She's a goddamn beaver.
Yeah. Okay. So you say DeWalt, you say Makita, I say Rigid. I can't argue with any of them.
The best quality tool I have is not a DeWalt tool. Just the best tools for me are DeWalt.
Yeah.
I guess, is it your home jobber, or are you like weekend warrior? Are you
I'm barely
almost full timer?
I do one serious project a year, tops. That's it. And so that's the tools that I have are adequate for that.
Yeah, and I seem to be always doing something. So
I think I underspend on power tools. I overspend on hand tools. Like we don't buy like cheap clippers. We buy Fiskars or something. But yeah.
Yeah. What's your? We'll have to come back. I'm going to forget this. What's your thought on power tools over hand tools?
Power tools.
I start with hand tools every time.
Really?
Yeah. If I can do it without a lot of fuss, I'll go with hand tools first.
So I'm obviously the laziest one in the room because 9 times out of 10, I will search out the power tool.
Yeah. I also would prefer to do it with the power tool. However, there are times when I know that I just need to suck it up. Because I remember my dad once said, what takes you 10 seconds to fuck up with a power tool will take you 10 minutes to fuck up with a hand tool.
Oh.
So basically, power tools, you can ruin your project like that. With a hand tool, you've got plenty of time to be like, this is going wrong.
I'm still an idiot 10 minutes in.
My motivation's
9 minutes in, you're like, oh, fuck.
My motivation's way different. My motivation's more like Matt's. The reason I favor hand tools is because I start in proximity. Do I have something in my pocket I can do this with? And then if I don't, almost always a hand tool is more available to me than a power tool. And so I get a hand tool and I go and do the job.
That's fair. I find that too. If I can just do it and it's not easy, but it's going to be done before I go find a drill or whatever and find the battery. And then it's like, the job could have been done.
Yeah.
But that's like piddly shit.
Yeah.
That's not like actually work. That's like, screwing in a picture frame or something like that.
That was what led to me obsessing over carry tools for a little while. Like what multi-tool you can carry with you, keychain tools and stuff like that.
I have like 3 multi-tools, and they're all in the truck, and I forget about them every time.
Oh, I forget about them all the time.
And I feel like there's been multiple scenarios, especially on any of our trips, where we may have needed one of them.
I've definitely spent hours reading about multi-tools and minutes using them.
Yeah.
That's like...
So you were sold. You were sold the tool.
By me. Like, just Googling, just like, oh, that's cool. It flips out like this. Just gets you in the gadget bits.
Yeah. It weighs 14 pounds. It has 30 different blades in it. And you've only pulled out 2 of them.
I know. I'm susceptible to gadgetry. How much of your tool collection do you guys think is just gadgetry?
Not much.
Mine, I would say it was almost 0.
There's one I thought was like, I bought it just to do one thing. And that is like, it's like not a reciprocating saw, but it's like it's power tool, a little hand guy. And it's got the blade that just goes like this, and it's for cutting baseboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the oscillating tool.
The oscillating tool. And I was like, I'm only going to need this to cut this baseboard once, because I'm never doing anything again. I've used it numerous times now for just getting into somewhere to like cut that, or like I got to slice this drywall over here, and the blade is blade's thinner than.
Let's try to put this in perspective. How
direct?
Which tool do you use the most?
My drill.
And so drill. Where is this oscillating saw in comparison to your use of the drill? If you use the drill,
way down there. I'm just saying. I bought it because for a one use, but I've used it several times since, and I found it's something I should have bought years ago.
Would you tell people, all the people that listen to this, that they should, if they're ever like, I need this for this one thing, that's the tool they should definitely say, just fucking do it?
I think if you ever have to do baseboards, just get it. Yeah. Like if you ever have to remove baseboards or you want to like frame something in, just get it.
Interesting.
But, how often do you have to cut your fucking baseboards? Never, ideally.
So if you're starting out, generally you're not going to be renovating a house.
No.
Because you can't afford it anyways.
I would say, if you're starting out, power drill, like cordless drill, socket set, which probably come with Allen keys anyway, but I'd still say maybe Allen keys. Set of hand screwdrivers.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to use your power drill to take your light switch panel off.
And absolutely, like,
or cover off.
Don't be cheap with those. Like, don't buy the set by the cashier.
No.
Go spend some money on those.
And
magnetic tip ones.
Needle nose pliers.
Oh, fuck. Pliers.
Vice grips.
Vice grips.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd say
if you can't do it with needle nose pliers, you're going to be able to do it with vice grips.
Yeah.
What about stuff?
I have needle nose vice grips.
Oh yeah, me too. They're garbage. Mine are garbage.
I use mine for the forging, like in
What are your
Oh yeah.
what are your precision tool stuff like? So your squares and levels.
Yeah.
I like a square and a 2 foot level for me are like an essential piece of
3 foot.
equipment. Yeah.
Well, you can see I've got 3. Yeah, I'm missing a level. Where the fuck's my other level? Anyway, I have 2 2-foots. Well, clearly I only have 1 now.
Yep.
I have 1 2-foot and a 3-foot. The 3-foot for me I use more because I don't know why. I just tend to cut like drywall or OSB sheets at like 4x8 or whatever. So like having something like that where I can make lines.
I also have a 4. Yeah, I have a 4 foot and a 2 foot. But I think the 2 foot one is the basic useful one.
But the carpenter's square, so the triangle.
Yeah, that's important.
I would say like if you were to start with beginner's essential and then you go your next step up, you're going to need one of those and a level.
Yeah. Square and a level.
Yeah, and if you're getting that, you're probably going to want an orbital sander.
Yeah, and then you need the baseboard cutting tool, bench press.
Bench press? Well, thanks for listening. Actually, you mentioned earlier we were chatting the jigsaw.
Yes. Because of the blade variety, those things are more useful than you think.
A good one, yeah. Mine, I have a shitty, I think it's Black & Decker actually. And the blade wobble on that thing,
yeah.
I mean, it's drunker than I am.
That is a tool I've never seen function well cordless. Those things are
Mine's
always
corded.
Yeah, those things are always cutting something important that is a pain in the ass. I don't think you can rely on batteries for those ones yet.
I don't even own a jigsaw.
Really?
Like it wasn't until probably 3 years ago I even got a handsaw because I was that reliant on power tools.
Yeah, but how do you cut a curve into something or cut a hole out?
With my recip saw.
Like which also sawzall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like drastically oversized for most projects, but sure does cut quick.
Would you say? I would say this. I'm willing to. Nobody listens to this, so it doesn't matter. The sawzall is probably the most important tool for a first-time home buyer that's like doing a fix-me-up.
Yeah, if you're doing any renovation, especially outside.
Oh fuck!
Or anything where you've got to go down to the studs.
Yeah, you will find a reason for that thing all the time beyond what you think. Yeah, that tool's cheap and great. Which one do you have, Matt?
It's a DeWalt corded one.
Yeah, but I have one as well, a DeWalt corded sawzall. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the time when I got that, cordless tools were just coming out, and I had used a cordless recip saw, and it was so underwhelming in its power and capacity that I basically vowed to never own a cordless one because if I'm going to do demolition with it, usually it's intensive, and at the time batteries were just sucked.
Yeah.
Now they're pretty good, I hear.
I hear, yeah.
But mine is also corded. It's it's corded.
Battery interchangeability is just absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's like I would say, if you're going to buy tools, just pick a brand because then your batteries will all work together.
Yeah.
Okay, so what brand do you go with if you're going to start out? So we all had our initial favorites. I would change.
I'm going to say Rigid because of the price and the warranty.
What about for quality of the tools?
Yeah.
I would easily say Rigid tools are not very good quality.
I have not had an issue with any of my Rigid tools. And I am, well, you know, Matt, I'm not light with my tools.
So at my shop, they supply Milwaukee tools to everybody, and they're all cordless. And the amount of abuse that those things take by people that don't take care of them is phenomenal.
Right.
But I will say that Milwaukee's come out with, I don't know if you've played around with their I think they call them their stubby nose. They're impact drivers for like removing wheels and like the 1/2-inch drives. It's not this like 12-inch long deal. It's the size of a little impact driver in your drill kit.
Huh.
except it produces 800 foot-pounds. I used it, and it damn near ripped my arm off. Like, I was absolutely astounded by how much power that little thing had.
Really?
And I've never grabbed a different brand tool and be astounded by the power than Milwaukee. You have to watch what you're buying, because there's prosumer brand, and then there's actual like pro level brand shit. So they're not all the same. Like Home Depot sells Makita, but Makita's Home Depot brand is the entry level stuff. If you go to like a proper tool supply place, it's completely different models and quality.
Really?
So yeah, so it's not all the same.
So we're assuming you're going to go to a big box store like Rona, Lowe's, Home Depot, Renault Depot, I guess, if you're in Quebec.
You don't walk into Lee Valley.
No, in Lee Valley, I don't even know what they sell.
I bought those clippers there.
Yeah, so Fiskars.
Well, they're not Fiskars.
Oh.
No, they're like a house brand. They're crazy.
Well, Lee Valley sells good shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to step up, then skipping price points on board. From entry level, so the stuff we talked about, we're saying a Sawzall.
Yeah.
Orbital sander.
Yeah, those are useful.
I've never really used my orbital sander.
Oh, I use mine all the time.
Use it to clean the grill of the barbecue. You can use it to sand drywall. You can use it to finish a carpentry project. They're useful.
I guess it's finistry work, or I'm a little more on the mechanics side, not the woodworking finishing side.
Well, you just want to strip a table and restain a table. Orbital sander.
Yeah, I give that to Darren.
Yeah,
that's how I strip it.
I want to mechanic shit to Matt. I just make Matt come over and then like, do you have a jack? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some stumps.
We should talk about automotive tools, I think, because
Well, no, we're not done.
no, we're not
We'll
done.
get there.
Okay, jeez.
I want to finish this. Okay.
No.
Even on an orbital sander, but we said a skill saw, reciprocal saw, vice grips. No, those are on the first ones.
Yeah, vice grips are
Right, the square and the level.
Yeah.
I would say.
We've never said tape measure.
Oh fuck! You need a tape measure.
Tape
Number
measure.
one.
Tape measure.
No, you just do this. You hold your fingers out, and you can measure things, and just walk around the room and just measure it with your finger sticks.
The amount of times I measure stuff with my feet, and I'm off by like a foot.
It's because you haven't measured your feet. You gotta know the scale first.
Yeah, that's the problem. I would say even like a circular saw.
Yeah.
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 The first thing you have
Ooh,
to,
if you're doing anything outside.
like a table saw situation, a circular saw 9 times out of 10 just as useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're doing anything outside, the chalk line.
So the tools that I think I get the most use out of would be my drill set, for sure, like 10 times more than anything else.
Yeah.
Drills, screwdrivers, but clamps. Those quick clamps, the squeeze together quick clamps.
Absolutely.
There's
that one,
Yeah.
that blue one over there. Yeah.
Clamps are the
if you've
thing I
ever
bought earlier. Absolutely.
Yeah.
if you've ever used a proper bar clamp, like a screw together bar clamp, and then you switch to those quick clamps, you'll throw the fucking bar clamps across the room.
Not sure. I have all of them.
You do.
For those.
What did I say?
For those
How did I say that? I meant to say it is that the quick clamps are way better. The bar clamps suck.
Oh, for sure.
I think that
For those that are
all clamps are good.
For those that are
Clamps are the pizza of tools.
For those that are listening, you won't be able to see this. But I'll show you my range.
Yeah, he has an incredible selection of clamps. I am with the Northcott strategy on clamping, which is all clamps are great. Bring me all the clamps. Any clamp.
This is the one you're talking about,
Bitchin' clamp.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Squeeze.
Listeners, that is
Done.
a quick clamp with a trigger and a lock. It's fantastic. Okay, we're going to get that out of frame. Okay, income.
Then I've got the next one where it's a slide up with a screw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are also acceptable.
They're good.
Do you have the ones that use round pipe?
And lastly, I have
Round
the thing
pipe
that
clamp.
is basically used for murdering prostitutes.
Oh,
Is this the world's only bad clamp?
But no, because this thing will hold.
Oh yeah, you could squish that hooker's brain.
What
No problem.
What is the name of this
That's a round
this clamp?
bar.
A round bar clamp. You have
It's
no
a pipe
idea.
clamp. It's a pipe clamp.
It's a pipe clamp.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because it uses a pipe.
All
I'm
right.
going to set it here, and then
You don't have a fucking any idea what that's called.
we don't have an idea of anything we talk about.
Yeah, you're right. I said bench press earlier.
You did. I'm going to stub my toe.
What?
Shit.
My first job I had working in a wood shop was to clamp together strips of wood after you glued them together to turn them into like larger chunks. And I used to handle those pipe clamps by the thousands every day, and it was the fucking worst thing in my life. So even if it might be an amazing project, I am super jaded towards them because I just reminisce back to that awful time in my life where I had no money and I had to do a job.
So the one time
Awful.
that my collection of clamps came into use, and I actually had to borrow some from Alan, was when I decided to make.
Oh, he's alive.
Yeah, remember Alan's not dead.
Yeah.
When I decided to make a butcher block style bar top for my kitchen, that was
Oh yeah.
12 feet long and only 1 inch thick.
Right.
No, it was a little more than 1 inch. It was about 1.5 inches. But man,
Still.
did the massive amount and honestly the different types of bar clamps, I noticed the difference, like just being able to lay it flat, right? Because you put like one on top, then one on the bottom, and one on top and one on the bottom. And I had to clamp like every 2 fucking feet
Oh god.
because I made it out of, we'll just say, cost-effective wood at the time. And
Did you make it out of like fucking melamine or something?
no, I made
No, it's pine.
I made it out of 2x4s. I ripped and I planed
You ripped and planed 2x4s.
2x4s into a butcher block top that I then glued. It all held together. It was all straight, and I sanded it and I finished it. And so far, it's pretty good. It's
2x4s.
2x4s, man.
Structural. Put them in the wall. Nail a box to them. Every house in North America is built with them 2x4s. Turned them into a countertop.
Yeah.
Clamps, everybody. Clamps are what
Save your life.
they've made human civilization possible. Clearly, if you can turn
Okay.
2x4s into countertop with clamps, we don't need to go to the moon. We don't need to.
So is that countertop still in use? Have you not rented it out yet?
No, it's Stan.
Because it's framing.
The guy doing our
Is
cabinets
it-
took the brackets off, and he's like, "Do you want these back on?" I'm like, "I think so." He's like, "I don't think you need them." And I'm like, "Well, no, I really don't trust my installation." He's like, He's like, "It's you glued it." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You did a good job," because and he's like putting his weight on it. I'm like, "Go down." And I'm like, "All right." Yeah, it's there. It's our bar top.
Wow.
And I don't mind it because if it ever gets wrecked, I'm just going to run my orbital. Where's the pipe clamp? Orbital sander down it, and then I'll just refinish it in place, and it'll be perfect. I can change the color of it whenever I want. I can, yeah. Fucking good.
How dented up is it, or is it?
Yeah, there's a few, but nothing crazy.
When you first made that, all I could think was like how soft pine is.
Yes,
And then
that's right.
it's gonna leave like cup marks in it, but I'm assuming the finish you put on there helped, protect it quite a bit.
Use Varathane?
Yeah, I did use a pretty heavy Varathane.
Fucking Varathane.
Yeah.
I don't care how ubiquitous and cheap it is. That shit's amazing.
It's not okay. Maybe it was Minwax. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's so easy to apply. It's Varathane. I can see it behind there. It's so easy to apply, and it's so goddamn tough. I love that stuff.
Edit. I'm gonna go get a beer. As you die.
Yeah.
Don't die.
Hey, Matt, what's the most obscure tool you own?
Oh. Oh, that's a hard one. I bought when I was renovating my basement, a crimping tool for doing ductwork. So you could take the round ductwork and it puts like a zigzag in the end of it to like compress down the end. So you can do inside outside fits. That's one of those tools that I bought, used once, and I just keep looking at because it was, I don't know, it cost like $25 or something. But it's like, I have no use for it and I've never touched it since.
You know what? If it was $25, that was the best money you ever spent, because when I did my basement 2 years ago, I did not have one of those. And I was trying to reconnect the ducts to my son's bedroom, and I had to do it with needle nose pliers. I had to make that bag with those. And $25, it sounds like a miracle to me. So that was the best thing you ever spent. You should just rent that tool out to dudes like me. You should. There's an Airbnb tool thing, definitely is.
Yeah,
I'll rent it out to you. It's only going to cost $400,000.
Yeah. Wow.
So a duct crimping tool.
Yeah.
That is definitely one of my more obscure tools.
Okay.
What's yours?
I have a pull wrench, which is an automotive tool, and its function is to take these hard set structural screws in a vehicle out, like the one that holds your rear windshield wiper. And it costs $57, this tool. And what it does, it looks like a face hugger from Aliens with only 2 legs. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
And it clamps onto the back of these hard set packed screws with, or nuts with washers in between them, and then it pulls them apart as you twist it, but it puts pressure in a place that doesn't break anything in the assembly. That's its whole function. And with that tool, I was able to replace my rear windshield wiper in my car, and it cost me $57 for the tool, and then $89 for the wiper on Amazon, instead of the $480 it cost to get it done at the dealership.
Wow, that's an expensive wiper.
Yeah.
$500.
Yes. It was fucked. Yeah.
What do they call that thing? What was the name?
A pull wrench.
P-O-L-E or P-U-L-L?
P-U-L-L. Pull wrench. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. You like turn it like this, and the 2 little face hugger legs slowly yank apart, hard set, packed in little assemblies of washers and bolts. That's my most obscure tool.
Fair.
Dazzer?
So many, man. I inherited a fair collection from my dad, who had very varying hobbies. So I have like a ring sizer.
What?
Yeah, like
for
the big wand.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I would say like the most obscure one I personally have bought. I would say a slide hammer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What is a slide hammer?
So.
Oh, those are great.
It sounds like a song. It's a slide hammer.
Slide hammer. So when my Polaris 700.
Oh no.
Oh
fucking no.
When I couldn't get the axles out of the differential.
Here we go.
I bought
Polaris.
I
Never going to sponsor us.
It has nothing to do with Polaris. It was 100% the guy who owned it before me.
Oh, no. Let's not go there. We're going to keep shitting on Polaris because there's kind of an MO here.
I couldn't get the axles out, and to the point where I was trying to pull them out, and the boot ripped. So I just had like the cylinder jammed into the differential. So a slide hammer is a long rod with a handle on it. And that handle has a guard. So much like, the steel you use to sharpen your kitchen knives.
Right, yeah.
Right, so it's a handle with like a guard for your
like a
hand.
hilt.
Yes, a hilt.
Yeah.
And then it's got a long pole, like a long rod.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep doing this motion, saying long rod.
Quit doing
laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep doing that in and out of frame. That's good.
I'm not going to laugh for at least a couple of minutes. So.
And then on the
I
end,
wouldn't last.
on the end, you have the choice of the various assortments. Like there's a thing with like screws, or there's a hook, or there's a hook with a chain. I can't remember the other stuff. Anyway, so I was going to attach it to it, and then in the middle is a weight.
Yes.
So what you do is you put tension on it, and you're holding the one end. You've got tension on whatever you're trying to get out, and then you take the weight and you go wham, and you resist. You have to kind of fight against yourself because you're throwing this weight at your hand.
Good Lord.
But you chuck it down to your hand, and then the impact
yanks it,
pops whatever out.
It's like a pull wrench.
It didn't work.
It's like a pull wrench, but you chuck it.
Yeah. It didn't work in my case, so now I have a slide hammer for nothing. So I would say that's my most obscure tool. My most obscure single-use. Not even obscure, yeah. I would say that's my one single-use tool. And I was just like, well, I own that now.
The only other use I can see for that is torture. Torture is the only
Wrap it around some guy's gentleman sausage and
or
fire.
just popping joints out of sockets.
Yeah, that's
not necessarily torture if he likes it.
We should edit this part out.
That's my one single-use tool that I feel is just kind of meh.
Wow. Yeah, that. So how did you Google that?
I spent many a day Googling how to get these fucking things out.
Google was how I ended up.
Yeah, one of the forums was like, I use the slide hammer.
That's
like,
it.
Yes, I'm using the slide hammer.
Forums for me too.
Yeah,
how did you end up with the tin crimper?
Oh, so this was a long time ago before the Jujels was there to teach me everything. I think I was just wandering the aisles of Home Depot. And I saw it, and I looked at it.
Just fucking dangerous.
Young Matt with hair. Just
walking. Oh, yeah, there was a wispy couple hairs up there. But also, young Matt didn't have any money to spend, so wandering the aisles of Home Depot was a much less dangerous time back then because there was no options.
And now there's everything. Like you can just be like, oh, I'll just buy all the tools.
Not me. I quit my job.
Right. I have a thing where if I'm doing something and I feel like I'm going to do it maybe more than once, or even if I'm not going to do it more than once. And actually, this is going to lead into what I want to talk to you guys about next, before we get into mechanics tools.
He's going to ask us to buy some crazy tool.
If you guys want to invest in this tool app, no. I'd like to just have
NFTs?
Yeah, NFTs, but they're tools, so they're useless.
Non-fungible tools.
I like to have the tool for the job.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Just in case, like, I ever need a fucking slide hammer again. That's a real bad example, but I have a tile saw as well, like a tile cutter.
Vanity is a big reason for me on that. I like it when people say, hey, you wouldn't happen to have it? And then I can say, yeah, I do, actually.
That happened with Alan. He's like, talking about redoing his fence. He's like, this fence might be okay. Maybe I'll just rent a planer and I'll fire a board through and see if I can redo it. And I'm like, but don't rent a planer. He's like, oh, fuck, you've got a planer. I'm like, yeah, I do have a planer.
Yeah, so you charge them money, right? Right?
Yeah, money, sex.
I'm going to spend the rest of my days waiting for somebody to go, do you know how much it costs to replace a windshield wiper on my car? So I can say, my friend,
I have the tool.
Amazon search and this tool that you can rent from me for $433,000.
So as someone getting into tools, what do you feel is the ideal time to purchase the tool versus rent the tool? Like, what's the scenario there?
Oh, I think it goes back to what you're saying. If you're going to do it once, it might be like, take for example like a floor sander, or maybe you need like to aerate your lawn or something like that. Like, those tools are expensive,
Big ticket.
and you're going to do it once.
Don't rent a drill.
Don't rent a drill.
Buy a fucking drill.
Right? Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because worst case, you can use it to core your ears out after listening to this.
Yeah. No, nobody's actually going to core their ears out because nobody listens to it. It's fine.
And if they did, they wouldn't know which fucker. They'd be doing it with an Allen wrench right now, or a pull wrench, or they'd be out trying to get a slide hammer for their head.
Yeah, especially after this, because you fucked up the recording.
I did fuck up the recording.
Man, I thought our episode with Cody was going to be bad, but man, you really fucked up the technical side of this one. Sorry. Anyways, Matt, big ticket items is what you're saying.
Big ticket items, rent. I rented one of those airless paint sprayers for like painting trim and stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time, they were only like $200, and I would have used it from back at the time. I would have used it many times since then. But when I rented it, it was like the best deal ever because I rented it, half-ass cleaned it, returned it, almost still full of paint, walked away from the issue, and I just never thought about it again.
Yeah.
And the guy at the store, he's like, I don't even know why we rent these things because they are always just garbage because people treat them awful. And I'm like, who would do that?
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Mine's a jackhammer. Renting jackhammer.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Those things are so useful, like the tile blade and stuff like that. But for 10 minutes in every job ever. No
Right.
matter what you were jackhammering, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. And so always rent a jackhammer. Always.
Yeah.
I think I would totally agree.
Although
there's a
Oh, nailer, really?
I mean, not a Brad nailer. Like, I'd buy a Brad nailer.
We sold a shitload when I worked in a building supply store. And we sold tools. We sold at Christmas time Brad nailers, like fucking crazy. And it was basically an exercise in us going, look, it also requires a compressor. And then we'd hear, what's a compressor? We'd say, explain what a compressor is. You know, do you have one of those? Not sure. Okay, well, just take the Brad nailer, but you probably need this compressor. And most people wouldn't buy the compressor.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the holiday, we'd sell compressors like fucking crazy. Every year. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, every year. Brad nailers at the door. We'd be like urging people, compressors.
I think unless you're doing picture frames for a living,
yeah.
If you do your life right, you don't need a Brad nailer.
Yeah. Yeah. What we should have really done...
Because how many times do you need to do baseboards?
In retrospect, we should have raised the price of
other shit around your house.
Compressors every January is what we should have done.
Yeah.
But
just tack on 10% and it'd be no big deal.
Right.
I mean, I use my Brad nailer quite often because for some reason we can't stop renovating.
Because you have a draw knife, for example. That's why you can't stop renovating.
I do.
Your tools have turned the tables on you.
There you go. That's an obscure one too. A draw knife.
They control you.
How many logs have you debarked?
None, but I've made a ton of knife handles out of it though. With it.
Oh, I guess there's the difference.
That and a spoke shave. Yeah, that's like getting into like woodworking.
My niece, who was in carpentry, a draw knife was her. We gave her that as a graduation gift because of when you bought it. You told us about it. And the thing you said about it was, I'll probably use this only every once in a while, but every time I do, I'll be really glad I have it.
Yeah.
And that was why we bought that for her.
Also great for circumcision.
Yeah. She uses it all the time. Yeah.
She brings a bow home, checks, circumcises,
yeah,
fucks.
Well, she
not circumcised. Oh,
she lives in Medicine
Hat.
Hat. Yeah, she lives in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, for all our international viewers. And so she's just out there, just like because it's foreskin as far as the eye can fucking see out there.
Yeah.
There's little calamari rolls everywhere.
Wouldn't it be like the cigar thing, right? Put down and spin it.
Oh,
yeah.
Or the pipe one.
Dip.
You need to cut like PVC.
Oh yeah, just roll
that
around.
Might be another of my experience is the pipe. Yeah, the PVC pipe cutter we have on and you spin it and it cuts.
So when I was doing my renovations, I did not own PEX crimpers. So I'd line up everything, all my PEX and everything
yes, you do.
to do my water work, and then I'd go to Home Depot, rent it for 4 hours, and crimp the lines. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm saving so much money.
Oh, no.
So one night I'm in the basement renovating and decided to drill through a stud, and on the back side of the stud is like a 1/2 inch water line, which I pierce.
Yeah.
So I run to Home Depot and grab the PEX crimpers to be able to fix it. And I'm not kidding, the next week I did the same thing on a different obscure fucking water line. And so after running to Home Depot yet again at fucking 8 o'clock at night to go rent these fucking crimpers, I ended up buying them because when I've used them, they would have saved me so much money.
Yeah.
But because I didn't, I had to it's like $15 to rent them, but you're cruising through the streets at night speeding because your house is filling with water.
What are they, $22 on the show?
No, they're expensive.
They used to be crazy money. Now they're coming down, but
yeah. I was wrong. I wasn't. It's the cutter. The cutter is the thing.
The circumciser.
Yeah, the circumciser. I'd buy that. I have one of those.
Yeah.
And the reason I have one of those is because every time there's a plumbing problem, and there will always be a plumbing problem forever, you have to cut a piece of pipe. The crimper is a really expensive thing that, to Matt's point, like you use situationally. To me, having the cutter and owning that and never having to rent it and having a clean cut and always being able to get those fucking crimpers back in like an hour or two to Home Depot and pay some paltry charge for them, that's worth it to have the cutter. The cutter is a $10 thing you can throw in any junk drawer that you'd be so glad you have.
And next to that, if you own a home, you better have plumbing tape.
Oh my God, plumbing tape is so useful for every situation. Every situation. Yes.
a little bit of Teflon.
Yeah, use it. We use it on the drain nut on my quad.
I use it to.
Oh, that's right.
When it's straight, just jam that up with plumbing tape, and in it goes.
If I have a
Worked.
screw that's like drilled out too much in a door frame or something like that, where I need to, I'll put plumbing tape in there with a toothpick, and it's just like whoop, zip, and it grabs the thing and it doesn't disintegrate under the. It's great. Yeah, that's
everyone should have Teflon tape.
Yeah, Teflon tape. It's like $1.99, and it's by the till, and you should always buy it. Yeah, I agree.
Have we talked about our favorite tool? Not the most used, but your favorite, Matt? What's your favorite?
Favorite because it's fucking cool and they're new and they've changed my life so much is a cordless grinder.
What? Like an angle grinder?
Really?
Yeah.
You should
so they're
cord on my angle grinder. It's damn near cordless anyways. Angle grinder. Fuck.
Chainsaw for me. Definitely my favorite tool is chainsaw.
Ooh.
Now that you guys have all the treed property up there, it's almost an essential. You own a nice rancher version.
As soon as the leaves are gone, I'm gonna go pull a whole bunch of deadfall out for fall. It's gonna be great. Chainsaw is my favorite tool to use.
Yeah, wait till none of the trees have leaves to pick out the dead ones.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you're gonna do that, but that's fine. They'll be dead as soon as he cuts them down. That's for sure.
Listeners, our friends, Surveyor's Tape, brought to you by Surveyor's Tape. Surveyor's Tape. Use it to mark the things you want later. Surveyor's Tape.
Is that like the worst infomercial ever?
What's your favorite tool?
My favorite tool? You know what I will say, just for how handy it is when I need to use it, I would say the drill press actually is
fuck yeah, the drill press.
Pretty good. It's pretty up there. And it's an obscure tool for sure, but I would say the Forge Matt made me is one of my favorites.
The Forge?
That was fun.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, it might not get used every day, but like it's hard to replace. Like, what's your replacement for that forge? The coal forge and a big air blower and doing it outside and dying of black lung?
Yeah.
It's the dying of black lung that's really like the, maybe I should invest in other options. I think we've done it. I think we exhausted them. I think we're good.
I think everybody's exhausted with listening to anything that we have to say, so that's not the issue.
Well, on that note, until next time, thanks for being the tools in my toolbox.
Yeah. So, well, obviously the topic hasn't changed. Darren, you are still the monkey wrench.
Oh shit! We
Scott,
never. Cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Scott, what do you identify as?
Robertson number 2 screwdriver.
That's useless.
I'm the most basic.
The dainty. That's the dainty.
No, that's the one that gets like a deck screw out, and most things end up on the wall.
Number 2 is the thing you stick in every hole.
Yeah.
There it is.
Scott will fit any hole.
Number 2, Robertson screwdriver. That's me.
Wow, that's really good.
Basic bitch.
Matt?
Yeah.
I'm drawing blanks. All I can think of is my favorite drill, but that's not what I am. So I don't know. I'll need help with that one.
I think you're a pipe clamp.
There we go. All right.
You don't like it, but you hold it all together.
Oh.
There we go.
That's it.
And on that note, guys,
I'm a pipe clamp.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Hey, nobody. Don't forget to stalk us on YouTube, Instagram, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. The information and opinions within this broadcast are those solely of 3 guys who barely know how to tie their shoes, let alone do anything functional in the real world. They are not to be taken as advice or as actual instruction on how to do anything we've mentioned, ever. That is the end of this disclaimer.